I was on a call the other day, and this woman came to me and she said, "Hey, Alex, what do you do if you feel like you're not good enough? How do you get paid more for your services when your confidence is so low?" And it's a question that a lot of us deal with as entrepreneurs. We see some freelancers make $500 for a website, while other freelancers or agencies are able to pull $50,000 for the exact same website. In our mind, it's exactly the same. The tech stack looks the same. They're both built on WordPress. They both have similar designs. So what's the difference between the $500 and the $50,000 website? Well, most of the time, it comes down to confidence, the confidence of the person asking for the price. Sure, the client matters. If you want to sell a $50,000 website, you have to sell it to a company that can afford a $50,000 website. But that also comes down to confidence as well. You need the confidence to ask for that stack of cash. You need the confidence to ask for that sum of money from that caliber of client. And if you can get that confidence, then 50,000 is just the beginning. Because if you're talking to the type of clients that can afford 50,000 for a website, there's nothing stopping you from talking to the type of clients that can afford 500,000 for a website. There are e-commerce businesses where their website is their entire business, and they'll spend $500,000 on a website. I've had corporations spend $500,000 on web applications and stuff like that. So there are companies that can afford this stuff and get value from it. It just comes down to the confidence in being able to ask for what you're worth. So how do we build that confidence in our skills? How do we know, first of all, that we're worth that much money? And then two, how do we ask for it when people might say no, or maybe it's scary to ask? How do we do that? Well, here's exactly what you can do. First, understand what confidence is. There are some people that believe that you can fake it till you make it. You fake this confidence until you land a role, and then you continue faking everything your whole life. You're just a big faker the whole time. I don't believe in that. True confidence comes from knowing that you can get a certain result over and over and over again. I have confidence in my cold email skills because I've sent millions of cold emails, and I know that my recommendations are based on data. And every time I test those assumptions in the market, I either learn, meaning it doesn't work, or I am impressed again by the data, or most of the time I'm saddened by the fact that it's so predictable. And I'm ashamed that I didn't ask for more. But that is where confidence comes from. Similar with a YouTube video. You turn a camera on me, and I've made so many YouTube videos that I know that what I'm saying is going to be interesting to the people watching the video. It's just confidence. I have confidence in that. But that is not from me convincing myself that I'm a good YouTuber. That confidence comes from making, we made 1,000 videos? We had to have made over 1,000 videos now. Same with Twitter. We've done thousands of tweets. So that confidence comes from that. So if you're wondering, how do you make $50,000 from a website? My question for you is, how much money did the last website you built make the client? And you could have a couple answers to that. You could say, I've never built a website for a client. Well, then you're not going to get $50,000 for a website. You're going to get $500 for a website. You might also say, I built a website for a client, but I don't know how much revenue it made. And my question for you on that is, how are you expected to get better as a marketer if you don't measure your results? You could have the most beautiful designs in the world, but beautiful designs don't pay the bills. So you might be running around not gathering results of your efforts. And so you show clients the most beautiful portfolio, but that beautiful portfolio might be a net negative on their business. Your beautiful website might make them less money than they're paying you. In which case, you're never going to get to that $50,000 per website level. You need to have the confidence that your website that you build for them is going to make them 10 times what you pay. And that starts with gathering data from your current customers in order to improve. If you can do that, then you can build a vicious cycle, a feedback loop. Imagine you were sending cold emails and you couldn't see the open rates, or you're sending cold emails and you couldn't see the meetings that came back. You didn't know the meeting book rate. How could you be expected to improve your campaigns if you don't have that data? It's the same for website design and the same for anything. You need to get the data from the client in order to get real feedback. And you might be shocked. You might be shocked to learn that your website that you spent weeks of your life thinking about and you think is the most beautiful website in the world performs worse than the website they had before. And guess what? Does that mean you're a bad designer? Yeah. I mean, at the moment, yeah. If you look at the honest truth of it, you look at the numbers, yeah, you're a bad designer. But what do you have now? You've got the numbers to get better. And so your new website maybe will follow some more of the design principles of the website that did better than yours. Maybe you'll do some research on the web, on YouTube. You'll watch some YouTube videos and you'll get better. And before long, your websites will start increasing conversion for your customers. And not long after that, you'll be at the $50,000 website that you want to sell in the beginning. But it requires working your way up, and not working your way up in terms of years of experience, but it requires working your way up in terms of delivering results and then building the confidence. That's one part of it. One part of it is knowing for a fact that you're able to deliver results. If you're regularly doing X task and making your clients 10X of what you charge, then that confidence will build naturally. The second part of it is the type of clients that you pitch. You could be the greatest copywriter in the world, but if you only send for clients that have 500-person email lists, you're not going to make the same sales as a copywriter who's worse than you sending to people that have million-person lists. It's just not going to happen. So if you talk to and work with these low-quality, smaller clients, you'll never be able to get those bigger results. There might not be any difference between that copywriter that's making millions of dollars on their landing pages and you, a beginner who only makes a few $1,000s from your copywriting pages. The only difference is the type of client you go after. That's where something like cold email comes into play, where you're making a list of the contacts that are going to pay you massive amounts and only reaching out to those people. Because if you start saying no to all of the low quality clients and you only work with high quality clients, eventually your case studies will start stacking and you'll have those $1 million case studies and you'll have maybe even $10 million case studies. And now you're growing and now you're charging more. But it starts with you. It starts with you being proactive about who you're reaching out to and you being proactive about who you're saying no to. Every low quality underpaying client that you take on fills a spot that could be filled with a high-paying client. Every person that pays you $500 a month is taking up your valuable time where you could be getting $5,000 for the exact same amount of time. And all that needs to be done is on the front end, talk to more people before you accept job opportunities. Understand that the world is abundant. And if it's not abundant for you, then learn cold email like we teach on this channel so that you can start booking more meetings. Because if you have meetings with 12 highly qualified dream prospects, then even if 8 of them will only pay you $500, the other 4 will all pay you what you're worth. So you just need to stack more meetings, put in more reps, and have more calls before you start locking yourself to these projects. Because there are high-paying projects out there, but you need to be willing to go get them. And more than that, you need to be willing to say no to all of the offers that seem great along the way. It's kind of like choosing a life partner, like choosing a wife. You know, you could date 10 girls, or you could get married to the first girl you meet. And, you know, it's a risk. If you get married to the first woman that you meet, maybe you'll be happier. But if you wait and you get, you know, like 10, 20 girls, you're dating a few of them, then you'll understand by like girl 18 what you like, what you don't like, and you'll be able to, in theory, pick a better life partner. I'm not the best at picking life partners, but in theory, you'll understand. I only know from a business point of view, if you talk to 12 clients, one of those 12 is going to be your ideal, and it's probably not going to be the first one. I know that. I know it's probably going to be 10, 11, or 12. One of the last ones, because you're going to have to learn your pitch, and you're going to have to learn that confidence throughout the process. So when in doubt, book more meetings. And that is how you go from $500 to $50,000. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to smash that like button to encourage this type of content on YouTube. Subscribe for more like this, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.